Well, good day, friends. I'm Franky, and this is the Think Tank. How are you guys doing on this cold day? Hey, Jessica, good to see you. So we are at minus 30 here, Celsius. The snow, I can't get out my front door. So, yeah, housebound today. Gotta like the Rocky Mountains. Hey, Blifton, good to see you. Good to see you. I will be doing a live tomorrow night with Mexi, our What the Hell Wednesday. So that'll be good. She's hanging out in Texas right now, lucky woman. So, I thought we would go through the update that they put out yesterday, the Moscow PD, and go over that. There's a few points that I wanted to go over. The car, some of these guys that their names are coming up, the empty room that was at, hello, James. We are at 15, but have a blizzard in Illinois, 12 to 23 inches. Yeah, you sound like the Rockies here. We literally have a snow pile up there that is as high as a house. It's amazing. So yeah, I thought maybe we'd talk about that empty room on that on the police, that camera when they went for that noise complaint. There's a few different things I thought we could touch on, but I thought maybe we'll start with the Moscow PD and look at their update. We'll just go through the things that they have changed because a lot of it is the same stuff we've been going over. All right. So what is this down here? I don't know. So let's see if we go into here. If not, I've got it. Okay. I have it on my Adobe as well. So realistically, yeah, nothing really is different than what we've been looking at. But yeah, it's worth going through. So this is from yesterday, December 19th. And the update is the Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 unalivings that occurred on November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. Moscow, Idaho, the number of tips and leads that have come in as part of the investigation has hit the 10,000 mark. Investigators continue to have the same level of resources, including a dedicated team reviewing digital content, which I think right now is probably their main search right now. Try and get as many cameras and video from that I think it's called Highway 8. Progress continues to be made in finding information about a white 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra in the immediate area of the King Road residence during the early morning hours of November 13th. Investigators continue to believe occupants of this vehicle may have critical information. I find it interesting that that white car that's on the camera is going the opposite direction. So that's worth kind of maybe having a chit chat about. Let me see here. Go right there. So here is basically, they haven't changed anything as far as extra investigators or what have you. So that's it. We won't worry about that. That's in every one of their updates. From the beginning, Moscow detectives have asked for any and all video from the residences and business in the area of West Taylor Drive, North Boundary, West Palouse River Drive, South Boundary, Highway 95 South to the 2700 block of Highway 95 South, East Boundary, and Arboretum and Botanical Garden, West Boundary, and who have video surveillance at their residence or business between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th. Detectives are still requesting all the video, whether there seems to be anything on there or not. So, rumor control. There's been extensive media interest regarding an incident at Taylor Avenue and Banfield on November 13th, 2022 at 3 a.m. This incident was an alcohol offense, which was addressed by the on-scene officer. The call is not related to the unaliving investigation, and Moscow Police Department records request can be submitted referencing, and then they give you the reference number. We have not changed our belief that this is targeted. Yeah, who is Adam? Right, Jessica? There's been media questions regarding February 2002 death on Baker Street. The Latah County Coroner's Office has confirmed the death was due to an OD. This case is not related. The identity of the 911 caller has not been released. There's been numerous media inquiries about the 1999 double attack in Pullman, Washington, and the 2001 double attack with one death in Salem, Oregon. Again, not related. In reference to the skinned dog, they do not believe that that is related. And reports of deceased animals left on a resident's property was determined to be wildlife activity, not related to the murders. So that's actually something that's worth talking about, because they actually these coyotes have been left on fraternity and on sorority housing. They've been shot, and then they played with the red stuff and made a hell of a mess on some of these places. So it's not anywhere near normal, in my opinion. So what did I do here? Did that scroll for you guys? So were you guys able to see that? I'm looking at the other one and I don't know I hope so. Requesting CCTV. Get on the beat and get it collected. Bit strange. Yeah, it's pretty far along, right? For them to still be asking. You would think that people would be on it, but I do not think. Are you guys on the Discord? Link is in the description. Yeah, thank you, Blifton. So much information in there. So much information. It's absolutely worth checking out. I posted a CDT vid on Discord where they say they're going to get you for this, Maddie. Oh, right. Snow washed away here. Thank goodness. That pile that we've got across the way has got to be a good 10 feet, if not higher. It's massive. So I thought we would also take a look at this. You guys all ready for Christmas? Okay, so here's what we know. I'm going to do this. Horrible, right? Absolutely horrible. Hello. All right. So here's what to know about the University of Idaho archiving. So this one is Idaho Statesman, which I find is a very good place to go and get accurate information. This is a half hour, and let me see. This was from November 23rd, so we won't bother with it. As Christmas approaches and many university and Idaho students have left for home, if they return in the first place after Thanksgiving, a lot of them didn't, like at least half of them stayed. Many details of the case still remain a mystery, and law enforcement is keeping some information confidential. I like the fact that they're saying that they're getting leads now on this car. I think that is what they have to be looking at. I think anything else is just kind of a distraction, but this car is sure is curious. So let's see here. They've not found the suspect, and I've not found a weapon. And it gives Maddie Mogan 21 of Coeur d'Alene, Kaylee Goncalves 21 of Rathdrum, Junior Zanuck Nodal 20 of Post Falls, and freshman Ethan Chapin 20 of Mount Vernon, Washington. That's just a hop skip from me. Okay, what we know. The latest developments are basically that white 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra. They believe the driver of the vehicle and any passengers. Again, I find that interesting that they're talking about possible more than one person. I've got a kind of a feeling on this. Let's see, let me know what you guys think. So I think that there's a possibility that somebody went into that house and it went sideways in a big bad way. So is it possible that that person could have contacted someone and said, get here fast, I just really effed up and I gotta go, help me. So is someone going that direction because whoever did this was freaking out at what he just did? Do you think that's even possible? I cannot think of any reason why somebody would be chasing the other direction. Like, why are they going Mach 1 there where they could get stopped? Let me see if I can get this over here. I had a burst pipe in my kitchen. Oh no, James. Brutal. Massive bad timing. I'm in Illinois, 12 to 23 inches. Oh, you guys are getting hit now as well. Southern Ontario. So how are you guys doing out there? I haven't talked to my aunt for a little while, and she's kind of in the same area there. It's a nightmare. Oh my God, James. Unreal. On the bright side, my neighbor invited me to Christmas dinner. Oh, hey. That's right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this weather. I mean, it's basically come out of nowhere and has been sticking around. Okay, let's take a peek over here. So they're still talking that they've identified over 22,000 of these Hyundai Elantras. So I don't know how that can be broke down. I don't know if that's statewide. I don't know how far of a distance that they are putting these vehicles in. Like, I don't know, like I say, state, county. That's a lot of tips and that's a lot of vehicles. But it does seem to me, tell me what you think. It does seem to me like they almost have like they're following this guy. Like, he left, he got onto Highway 8, I believe it is, and gone. So now they have to get all of the information from hopefully there's cameras along there and get those as well. I just find it interesting that he was going towards the house when he went speeding by. Let's see, they've got 14 more FBI agents and they've been assigned to investigate. Well, they do. They need someone to go through all of these tips. I know the FBI is dealing with that, but you got to think how fast stuff is coming out. Moscow Mayor Art Batij, I'm not sure, Becky, told the Idaho Statesman that the investigation has cost the city about $250,000 so far. I know that they've got $1 million that was given to them, and hopefully they don't have to spend that all. Just have to get this guy or guys. Do you guys think there could be more than one attacker in that house? The only reason I'm not thinking so, hi Victoria, is it's the injuries all sound, although different, It seems like the same weapon was used. One killer? Yeah. Yeah. Interesting that they haven't given any more details on the car, like maybe the direction they have tracked it, which tells me they don't know. Well, yeah, right? Yeah, it could very well be. I just have that little tiny bit of hope that they have a good idea. I mean, I don't know. I'm just really hoping. I think they're having a lot more info than they're sharing. That's kind of what I think, Jessica. I think they're keeping some stuff close to the vest. Some of the people that they've eliminated has surprised me, but at the same time, I think there's also a lot of people out there that we have no idea about. I think that they've got probably a bigger suspect list than we know of. You know, I think we'll talk about Adam in a bit here, but that guy, he was, is or was Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, Jack D. He lives with him, like they're roommates. So when they're going through that, I'll show you the video here in a bit. When they're walking underneath that camera, and you can hear Kaylee say, "What did you say to Adam?" And then Maddie says, "I told Adam everything." So it kind of makes me curious that this stuff all happened. I think Jack D has been dumped, and it makes me wonder what was possibly said to him by Adam. I hadn't considered more than one killer, more likely to have been one lunatic, but it's possible. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not eliminating it. Everyone was asleep and intoxicated, it sounds like. So sadly, that's a lot easier. And it does sound like, I don't know, this is all speculation. People are saying that Jack D is creepier than we all kind of figured. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes out. But like I said, they seem to be eliminating them. Let's see here. I'm still saying Jack, right? That's the thing. And there's so many Jacks. Jack and Adam. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still saying Jack. So are you thinking Jack the hoodie guy, or are you thinking Jack the boyfriend? There's so many Jacks. There's the one that's involved with there's two of them involved with Venmos, actually. Jack is a really popular name. I was surprised. Yes, he is. Jack D is also a hunter. Yeah, absolutely. And no, the red stuff did not seem to bother him even a little bit, did it? Jack the BF. Yeah. So have you guys seen, it's a video of the house that Jack and Adam live in. And you can literally, from one of the windows, you can look straight across and you see the house the girls were living in, and basically straight into Maddie's room. Like if they had a telescope or anything, straight across and into her room. And we know that it's just like a couple second walk, right? Yeah, Jack the boyfriend. Afternoon, I got so many theories now, but I'm sure all will be wrong. And it could well be an individual who's completely off the radar, and I agree with you. Where, there's so many unusual people around there. Like, no offense, but Arnan Harsh, he's harsh. He's another one that's just a little bit unusual. And then you got Jeremy, and I honestly think Jeremy, he's just, what does he call himself? An introvert. And I think that's all he is. I think he's a nice person. But, when it comes to Inan, he started with, I know nothing. Didn't hear anything. Nothing was unusual. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, I met a few of the girls. And then it was, well, I was in the house and I heard a scream and I seen this vehicle. But the next day after the incident, he heard nothing. When he was asked, no, it was fine that night, nothing. I haven't looked, but I guess he's got he's got basically a biography of himself on Reddit. So I wonder if Kaylee's family still thinks Jack is 100% innocent. So, okay, Jessica, did you see at the memorial, there was Kaylee's dad, Steve, was talking. The mom was actually at the right side. And at one point, the mom kind of walked around behind and gave Jack D, gave him a hug. Well, the dad, the look he gave Steve, it was like if looks could kill, that guy would have dropped. It's very interesting couple seconds. It's pretty fast. Like I say, she hugs him, and basically Steve just looks over like, huh. Right? In my opinion, I think Jack the boyfriend. I know. So they're saying that they have eliminated him. We know the cops don't have to be honest. Do you think that they would throw like a bone out like that, just saying, oh, no. And the possibility is that, yeah, he still is on that list. Yeah. Yes. Right? Yes. A disgust look. You seen that too, Victoria? Yeah. It wasn't pleasant. If looks could kill, like I said, that guy would have dropped. Unreal. Some of the things, have you guys read, what is it that he's on? I think it's a Tic Toc possibly, where he's saying like things about Kaylee, pictures of Kaylee, and really, really like comments in very bad taste. Boyfriend would be the first they went after. I'm sure they had something he would have been arrested quickly and search warrants, etc. That's true. The only way I can see it is if they don't have everything that they need for a conviction. Like they still need stuff. And they're making it sound like there's possibly somebody else involved. So if that is the case, maybe they're keeping tabs of him, but also possibly watching somebody else, because Jack lives around the corner, right? He's right there. They're making it seem like the person in the house that did this jumped in this white car and was gone. So if it was Jack D, do you think he would have called somebody and say, get me the F out of here? Like this, I just really screwed up major. Or do you think he would just go home? So it confuses me a little bit, because there's so many people in that direct area. I mean, they're in sorority and fraternity row. I don't know what they call it, but there's kids everywhere. So, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we're getting little tiny pieces. So if Corey, like I said, if Jack did this, he would go home, do you think? So that means, okay, so if he did that, Victoria, what was that white car all about? Do you think that's maybe a nothing thing? Because he was literally like a couple minutes from home. Go home, and Adam helped and left in the white car. So do you think he possibly phoned or texted or messaged Adam and said, listen, I screwed up, come get me? And they went somewhere? I'm confused how the car fits in if it was one of these local guys. I'm trying to figure out why that car was speeding to the house, not away from the house. What do you guys think? Like, whoever did this, do you think that they literally called somebody and said, I screwed up, come get me? Yes. No. Okay. Okay. What a case. And I don't know who said it. There we are. It was Victoria. Every day they bring out a new guy, right? And the sad thing is most of these new guys are named Jack. Yeah. I think that the killer would have blood on him and I'd guess home to clean up. Okay. So if you went home, like that's just a couple seconds. So that car that was in front of their house, does that maybe eliminate that car? Are they going on a wild goose chase? That's what I thought, Jessica. Someone was speeding to that house to help. And he had to have been covered. So I guess another question, James, do you think that he left DNA? Jack, and Jack. So even though it's got that, what is it called? Hilt? Even though it's got that, do you think that through this attack, he cut himself? I'm wondering, like, there has to be DNA. With the way this world works now, can't help thinking it was more than one person, 2 or 3 people. Yes. You see, because we're not getting information if there was another weapon, right? Did they use the same weapon? 2 people? Would that make a difference? I imagine that would mean that how they attacked would be slightly different. He would have had to leave. I think so, Victoria. I agree, Jessica. Like he had to have cut himself. Absolutely. And James, I have heard this a few different places. They say that that is the same consistency of motor oil, that, the red stuff is the same consistency as motor oil. So how the hell would you not cut yourself? I don't understand, because like you said, it had to have been blind rage. And the nice thing is I know people have been saying not enough resources, that they don't know enough. Well, this is, in my opinion, these particular law enforcement officers, they did the right thing. Immediately, they knew they were in over their heads, and they got the state guys in, they got the FBI in, and everybody is helping more. They're getting more specialized people. So I think they're doing the best they can, and they do have all of the resources. Like they literally had a great big van that is like a roaming DNA lab. So they were able to do a lot of that stuff right there. Yes, oil. That's what I've heard, Corey. Best Christmas gift. Ellie gets the person. Yes, that's exactly what I think. Yeah, get this person caught and prosecuted. Well said, Chris. The frat president was suspect as hell to me in that interview, looking around on his phone everywhere but at the interviewer. Okay. He's got to be freaking out a little bit, because that area, the main source of income and the main employer is that university. So if that starts to, kids start to leave, they don't have, it'll sink. It will no longer be a functioning university, and the town will go. So I'm sure that's a big worry. Jessica, I don't know how one person could have done this and got away with it for so long. Absolutely, me either. very well planned, do you think? So with that said, I think about the dog being placed in a room and not, the dog didn't see anything. He didn't get messy. He didn't anything. So to me, either the girls put him in a room just so he wasn't roaming the house, or the person that came into the house put that dog in a room. Hello, Connor. A close friend. So yeah, it just seems to me like someone might have cared about that dog. Feels like a revenge attack to me. Yeah. Revenge. Some of those knives are designed so the hand doesn't slip. I'm 50-50 on the, okay. And probably somebody that is very well used to handling those things. So waiting on the car. So are you thinking like I am, Corey, that that car was like zipping because someone had gotten a hold of him and said, listen, I really screwed up. Get me the hell out of here. Do you think that's what's happening? Feels organized rather than a random event. I agree with you 100%. Close friend. Maybe one person did 2 room and another person did 3 room. Yeah. Sounds like the dog may have known the killer. That's how I feel, James. I think that's very, very possible. Yeah. See, you guys, everyone's thinking revenge. Yeah. Jack the Hunter. Thanks, Blifton. I would love to have you guys join us over there. We've been adding some really, I hate to say it this way, I'll say interesting cases. And James, if you could get a hold of me, because I know you had a couple ideas, and I can throw them on the Discord and start researching them. Yes, so do I, Corey. So do you think they're on it? Do you think they're actually on it? One of the reasons I think that this is possible is because they went 2 days without an update at the cop shop. Like, they have been giving us every single day the same update, but every day. And then they just went silent for a few days. So I was a little curious about that. Here it is. Jack was jealous and knew the dog went in. That's how I feel. Yeah, right. And the car is gone. So you think it's gone to a chop shop already? And boom, just gone? Okay, here's another question. The other Jack, do you guys think he's sus at all? Because that guy, I don't know how to verify this, but that Jack went partying with the girls, hung out at the grub truck for a while, and then they're saying that he got into his vehicle right after this and drove 5 and some half hours to his family's cottage. And then after that, I don't know if this is fact, this is what everybody's saying, they took him to Africa. So it's like there is so many sus people. So let's see here. What happened on the weekend of the unalivings? So shortly before noon Pacific time, November 13th, police officers responded to the 911 call of an unconscious person. They walked in to find 4 victims and reported that the students had all been attacked with a large fixed blade knife in the morning hours. See, and they are saying a large. Do you think they figured out the exact knife? Do you think it is that, what is it called? K-bar? The coroner's report did not include the time of death, and they have yet to settle on a more exact time frame for the attack. That's interesting. Autopsies confirmed that all 4 died from multiple wounds and were likely asleep when the attack started. Some victims showed defense wounds. However, none of the victims showed signs of SA. So again, no SA. This is just some guy that's just pissed right off. So do you guys think that he went into the house and went straight to Xana and Ethan? Or do you think he turned that corner and went upstairs to the girls first? There's no sign of forced entry. Police are still trying to determine the exact entry point. Steve Gonzalez, this is Kaylee's dad, revealed at a memorial that his daughter and Maddie did die together. They had known each other since grade 6. Like, they'd known each other forever. They went to high school together. They went to the same university. They lived together. They just are always together. And he said, in the end, they died together in the same room, in the same bed. I don't know if you find peace or the heebie-jeebies. It's just sad. Where did the 911 call from? That's a good question. Inside, outside, what the hell? Police revealed that the 911 call was made from inside the house and from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones. They summoned friends to the house, and they believe one of the victims on the second floor was passed out. The 2 surviving roommates had been out that night separately, not together. They were home by 1. Now, they're saying that they had the bedrooms on the first floor. Again, that's kind of curious too. The victims were found on the 2nd and 3rd floors. U of I told people to stay away from the area and shelter themselves as the police investigated the homicide. Nearly 90 minutes later, the university tweeted that the shelter-in-place order was lifted. So a shelter-in-place order can be issued by the university and public safety and security in response to a hazardous spill, hostile intruder, or weather emergency. So do police know why this happened? Well, they've given very little information. All they are really saying is that it was targeted. Okay. So we've got, this is the, right in here is the corner club where they were having their cocktails. They were last seen on this grub truck. And from there, they got a private ride that took them back to King Road. And they arrived, it says 1:45, but I think that's been amended to 1:56. And we know that they were making a ton of calls to who we believe is Jack D, who said he was sleeping and didn't get these calls. A neighbor said it was unusually quiet that night. She usually wore earplugs and didn't have to that night. So police do not think the 911 caller roommates were the unalivings of the students. Police also cleared a male singled out in the surveillance footage of the grub truck, food truck, the driver who took them back to the house, and the male that they called 7 times. So that's Jack D. They also said that the unalivings were not tied. Okay, we talked about this to those other cases. Yeah. What are you guys thinking about all of this? I don't think student or neighbor. This was a big jump from fight to 4-person and alive. That's the thing. Is the other Jack the food truck guy? Yeah, Jessica. He is Jack Showalter. So we just call him Jack S. And then The other one is Jack Decor, and that is Kaylee's boyfriend. A lot of questions. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Corey, I feel the girls together, oh my word, are the target. And I agree with you. I have that feeling. It just is not, I'm not feeling good about this. It does feel like someone was tracking some in the group. Showalter, hoodie guy, seems nervous of them. Xana's dad fixes a lock. Then at 2:45, the girls call Jack D. Maybe the spare room locked. So yeah, they are saying that the girls were sleeping in the basement. But I'm still a little bit confused about that. So I can't remember her name right now. The one girl in the basement, did she just get there and move in? Because when they did the previous, when they went to that, they're making too much noise. When they went to get them to turn it down, and they were peeking through the windows, there was in that one room, like golf bag, just miscellaneous things, no bed. So was she upstairs in that spare room? Like, so many questions. Ethan and Xana might have been killed before 2:45. Oh, I never thought about that. So are you thinking that when they got home, they may have been attacked and then the guy waited and got the girls next? They will know the murder weapon from the wounds or pretty close to the murder. Yeah. So I heard yesterday that there's a possibility that it's serrated. It's the first time I've heard it. So has anybody else heard that? Is that like any kind of anything that's coming from reliable sources? Blifton. Did you hear the university website went down between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. that? No, I did not know that. I'm curious now about that though. And why is that like not more common knowledge? They must have been effectively carried out as the girls on the ground floor didn't awake. So do you think they heard stuff and then do you think they heard stuff and then just kind of locked their doors and stayed put? Or do you think that they actually slept through this? I'm kind of curious about that because it does sound like there was a bit of a struggle with Ethan and Xana. So Xana's room is right on top of one of the rooms in the basement. So, or main floor. I don't know what it's called, main floor. Thank you. They are literally, what is it called? I've got my green screen and I got festive. Well, Mexi, good to see you. Mexi and Texi. Oh my God, James, right? So many Jacks. Like I know that there's up to like 4 right now. I thought I heard serrated at the very start of the investigation, but never heard it again. And I just heard it recently, Mexi. So I'd be interested to find out where this is coming from. Oh, you do think that they slept through it? Okay. Thumbs up, Mexi. There is a guy who recorded himself calling the tip line. He used Wayback Machine to get a snapshot of the website during that time when it was down. Do you know if we got that, Blifton? Is that in Discord by chance? When did the bottom room get occupied? Yes. I'm very, very curious about that, Mexi. There was nobody in there 2 months before. So again, did she move into that room, do you think? Or did she go to that spare room upstairs? I mean, they're saying that they were both asleep downstairs, but I'm curious. Again, when they did that noise violation and they looked in that room, do you guys think that first girl that answered the door was one of the roommates? One of the ones downstairs? Hi, JJ. Oh, thank you so much, Blifton. You're awesome. You are awesome. So I think, let's go over here. Is everyone ready for Christmas? Shopping done, house decorated, all that good stuff? So 12 questions could hold the key to solving this case. Every individual connected with this case so far, from 2 surviving roommates to a victim's former boyfriend, has been publicly ruled out by the police, leaving an echo chamber with no names to fill. That's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it, an echo chamber. One side of a hunting knife. Oh, are they? Okay. I think Kaylee and Maddie were the target, and maybe Ethan and Xana were just in the mix. That is kind of where I'm leaning. I think they were after the girls. There was possibly some noise, and Xana in the room going, "What is that? Go check, go check." Yeah. I'm still intrigued how Steve got all the info he was dropping. Yeah, right? I think some of it came from the cops and he was supposed to keep his lips sealed, but yeah. Okay, let's see here. Do they have anything interesting? Stumped by the killings. That's oh boy. Notoriously safe college, and they still have no suspects or person of interest on their radar. House crime scene lab results could give new clues. I'm looking forward to that stuff coming in. I'm sure some has already, but I think that it's going to be a big help for this case and maybe help them zero in that much more. Early in the investigation, it was described as a crime of passion. Remember that? And then they basically fought it, and it was like, change that. Steve Gonzalez said officials have given vague information on the case and whether or not was one person. I've been told it's one target, but then again, there's the bigness, like purposely big. I'm hoping, but it confuses everyone. Yeah, because nobody knows what that really means, other than maybe somebody had a different kind of attack or a different kind of footprint. That coroner too, like, she gave a lot of information. And the cops did tell him, like, gag order, no more talking. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in here that we haven't covered. County Coroner Kathy Mabbitt revealed that each victim was attacked multiple times with a large item, describing their wounds as extensive, pretty extensive, and revealing that they had bled out inside their home. She's been a coroner for 16 years. So she is also like a coroner defense attorney. I do not know how that works out. How can you, like, basically do your autopsy, come to your conclusion as to how these people were injured, and then defend the guy that did it? I don't know how that works. Those roommates, let's see here. We know, describing the crime scene today, Coroner Ms. Mabbitt said that there was quite a bit of red stuff. 4,000 photos. The door appeared to be unlocked and no sign of forced entry. So how do you guys think this guy would have gotten into the house? Do you think main floor, sliding doors? They're saying a window possibly now. Big open gouges. That came from Steve. You can, if you remember seeing that party that they had where the cops went in, it's no doubt they're having a hard time with DNA and such. Okay, let's see what they think the motive is in this one. The murder targeted at least one of the victims. It is not known if the guy personally knew one or more of the victims, whether the attack was carried out in a fit of jealousy or rage. But we've all kind of talked about this, right? And think that that's the most likely. Let's see here. I'll be honest. If I were not a party person, that house might have driven me crazy. Absolutely. And I mean, that house has been there for years. It sounds like these kids have been in it for quite some time. The house would drive me crazy, even if I, right? Police will have satellite imagery, so we'll be able to see the exact timeline. Hey, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I want to see if I can find. I'm going to go here. Okay, let's go over here. Let's check this out. This is just that footage of them walking and talking about Adam. I'm going to mute myself.
The surveillance footage, Kaylee Gonzalez's father says it shows her and Madison Mogan walking down Main Street in Moscow, Idaho, with a man whom police have confirmed is not a suspect. Their conversation caught on camera.
What did you say to Adam? I told Adam.
The footage submitted to authorities as part of the investigation.
Let's listen to that. Let's listen to that one more time. Maddie, what did you say to Adam? And then she says, I told Adam everything.
Their conversation caught on camera.
What did you say to Adam? I told Adam everything.
The footage submitted to authorities.
So there, with that said, do you think that Adam told Jack D something that was going to throw him into a rage? Or do you think, I'm curious about what Adam knows now. What was the officer saying about the house being a sorority house for his whole career? Yeah, he said he was like on the force for 22 years. And he basically said, I know how this goes. And yeah, that house is known for partying. But how many, even with the girls there, how many times do you think that they had been to even that house? I heard it, more than once. Did he just mean it was usually girls in that house, or that it really belonged to a sorority? Because that would not make sense. I think it's a private rental that is used for people who are in certain sororities. I don't think the house is like a sorority house, but I think it is usually used by people in a sorority. Does that make sense? Stuff must have been everywhere on the floor, up the wall. I know, right, James? Like, it would be a holy mess. Like I've said previously, I've seen what it looks like when someone pretty much bleeds out, and it is disgusting up the walls. I mean, horrible, 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 horrible mess. Unreal. I almost think Maddie said, like, I would tell Adam everything. Oh, okay. You don't. Oh. Let's go back.
Conversation caught on camera.
What did you say to Adam? Like, I told Adam everything.
The footage.
I mean, possibly, right?
What did you say to Adam? Like, I told Adam everything.
Could be. Could be. As to ask Kaylee, who do you think I am? Of course, I told him nothing. As to ask Kaylee, who do you think I am? Of course, I told him nothing. Did you see the latest bid on Discord? Okay. Okay. Fill me in. Fill us in. What's happening? I'm going to pop over to Discord and see if I can find it. Oh, okay. Whoa, that's okay. That's really loud. But let's check it out. I think this is the one you guys are talking about. Okay.
What did you say to Adam? Like, I told Adam everything.
So do you think that's what's being said? I seen this yesterday and I didn't really know what to say about that. I did question whether, I know, a cop. I know. Yep, I've heard that a couple of times now. Ugh. Unreal. Unreal.
Two girls having a good time talking about, asking about their bartender and just being girls on their way to the grub truck.
Wow. Where's that? Go back. you kidding me right now? Be kind. Okay, I'll go back here for a second. Okay, so back here, what we know, we think it was targeted. At least one of the victims, police said. We don't know. It is not known if he personally knew one or more of the victims and whether the attack was carried out in a fit of jealousy and rage. No SA. This is basically what they've got out for the public. 911 call, 11:58 a.m., November 13th, and it originated from one of the two roommates who survived the attack. The dispatcher was told a person is unconscious. And they had contacted lots of people, including Ethan's brother, Hunter. They were all there. And a lot of them made it before the police did because, I mean, look at how close everything is. I was saying that at one point, multiple people talked with the 911 dispatcher. So what I heard, again, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that the person who was calling was passing out. She was passing out. So the phone went to somebody else. So the contents are exempt from public disclosure because the records are active investigatory records, which, if released, would interview with. So I was wondering about that phone call. We have not heard anything. Yeah, right, Victoria? That could be why they are not finding this person. It's tricky. But you know what? There's a couple things out there. I'm just going to do this for a second. I think it's clearer in other footage what he's saying. From the body camera footage the night. Oh, that's very true. That's very true. Driving a white car, right? My, oh my. Oh my, oh my. Steve playing it down. Why? Do you know why I think? I think the cops have chewed him out. That's what I think. But I don't know. You couldn't blame him for being so pissed off. But at the same time, he was going to hurt that case. And it's his daughter's case. So, he kind of had to back off a bit. The choice of weapon makes me think it was personal, very personal. Using a knife is not easy. That's what I've heard, That is very upfront and personal. If I planned to do this, a knife wouldn't be my first choice. That is the thing. So why would this person have used a knife? Because it's quiet, do you think? Or because they wanted to do this upfront and personal? It's it was an unusual choice unless they were looking for silence or that pissed off. Although it wouldn't be one of the quietest, James, do cops get issued? Oh, and do they carry them? That's a good question, Maxie. Do you think Do you think that they're issued those? I doubt it, right? No sound? Okay. You can hear me though, right? You're talking no sound as to why they use that, right? But you can hear me. Okay. Mexi, can you hear me good? Okay, thank you. Okay, so they're saying that it won't be released because of the ongoing investigation. That makes sense. Can you imagine getting a call that you're going because some kid is like passed out and won't wake up and walking into that? I heard that most of those cops were young rookies. Like, what the hell? Hey, Jess, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. So, despite more details becoming available in the 2 weeks since those took place, key pieces of what happened in the early morning of 13th remain missing. So, another thing that is kind of interesting is I got reading chat and I lost my brain. Go figure. Becomes blurry at the second part of the night. Police have revealed the victim's last steps, yet the timeline becomes blurry on the second part of the night. So here we go. Do you think that Ethan and Xana, like, remember they couldn't find them? Where the hell was he for? Oh, it was a while, right? From 9 p.m. until 1:45. They said that they could not find out where those two were. And then it turns out that they were at that party all the time. Does that make sense? I'm still a little confused as far as that goes. So we do know that Maddie and Kaylee spent about 3 hours at the corner club, and then they went to the grub truck. And we heard them order their food and pay for their food. It was going around for a while that they didn't even bother paying for their food, but that was not accurate. The two other roommates at King Road, who have still not been named by authorities at that point. They say that they got home about 1 a.m. and went straight to sleep. So what, they both got home at the exact same time, but they were not together. Okay. And again, this tells us a little bit. We've got the corner club and the walk to the grub truck, and it was on this street here that they got that footage. And of course, we've seen quite a bit from the grub truck. They got their ride back to the house, and they arrived at about 1:56. So her sister, Kaylee's sister, said that unanswered calls that were placed to Jack D., her ex-boyfriend, who dated her sister for 6 years before they amicably split, said they shared the dog Murphy. He has been ruled out as a suspect. Isn't that funny? Like, I know he's cleared, but yet I still think, oh, I don't know. But I mean, then the cops know more than what I know. I think he's weird. So they're saying they were not found until nearly 9 hours later. So that's a fair amount of time now, isn't it? Those girls in the basement. What we don't know is, again, Xana and Ethan's movements are still a little bit unclear. It's not known if the guy entered the house before the victims arrived home and hid. So that is something else. Do you think this guy was hiding out in the house? What do you think about that? You gotta go. Okay, has not use anything else. Cops might have a penknife, but unlikely to carry big. Exactly. Were any of the girls on OnlyFans? I saw something, but probably fake. Bexy or Bliff, do you guys have any idea? Do you know what? I'm just learning about this OnlyFans thing. I think I'm going to have to research it a little bit because it sounds sus. Is it like, what the hell is it? I know that one girl just offed her boyfriend. That's how I found out about it. Well, that's an interesting question, public. Not going to lie. Someone in those pictures, the girls would have been OnlyFans worthy, right? If they take hot girls. Must have been a horrendous crime scene. Oh my word. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what they had to walk into. Mm-hmm. Exactly, messy. Messy. Exactly, mexy. I couldn't imagine rookie cops going in there, probably vomiting. The first time I had to see something like that, I mean, it's just extremely disturbing. I mean, it's I've seen it, this kind of mess. The people survived, but had to like get pumped full of like 8 liters of blood because they were pretty much done. The same person, actually. It wasn't more than one person. This person liked to, I don't know, shoot himself, I guess. So let's see here. So we know that they're looking for the owner and occupants. You see, owner and occupants, guys. What is that? Of a white Hyundai Elantra. So Corey said something about it probably being gone, like chop shop possibly gone. And that makes sense to me. But occupants, so in my brain, it almost makes me think that somebody went to that house to pick up another person that did something really bad. It's just as one of the things that are nagging at me. Detectives did not reveal whether the owner of the white 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra is believed to be a suspect, but said that the occupants of the vehicle may have critical information. And they still have nothing on the plate. Yeah. So this is basically, as we know, what the car will look like. 2011 through 2013 Hyundai Elantra. The development was quickly linked in online sleuth communities to body camera footage from a separate incident on the night of the unalivings. And if we remember, it was that alcohol offense where we seen the kids running through the back of the cop's camera, and where you could hear, I don't know if it was a screaming tire, like a squealing tire, or if it was, I don't know. Let's see here.
and other individuals will be going in to box up personal belongings of the people that live there. Something to those families, and hopefully to help and some of those memories back that are fond memories. And I'm a dad. I understand.
Okay, not what I was looking for. Let's go back. So, Moscow police have shut down speculation around the video telling the Independent on December 8th that the incident on the body camera footage is in no way connected to the unalivings, and the white car in the background is not the same one they're seeking for information. So do we know that cop's car, is that a Hyundai Elantra? Do we know that, guys? Let's see here. Oh my God, hot girls, hot girls. Hot girls, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Thanks for getting that. I appreciate it. So yeah, back to that car. Do you guys think that there is a possibility that that car is an Elantra? I'm very curious. Not pointing fingers, just curious. So we also don't know, even though they said they looked extensively into concerns raised by people who knew Kaylee Goncalves, that she had been complaining about a stalker. So they're saying they were unable to confirm those reports. We obtained information through some of our interviews that Kaylee had made some comments about having a stalker. So that's where that came from. So I know she even said to her parents or to her dad something about a stalker. And we also heard of an incident not far from where she works where a guy kind of came out and followed her and then took off. So they did talk to him, and he just said that they were basically just sitting around trying to pick up girls. So, areas of interest. Investigators are currently seeking more surveillance footage from the 2 areas of interest around the city. And they're asking businesses and homes within the geographical areas to share all outside surveillance video taken between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on November 13th. Yeah, and they're still saying whether it appears if there's any motion or not, which makes sense because sometimes seeing nothing is almost as important as seeing something. Okay, all these areas that have been canvassed for additional surveillance video and tips have been contacted. What we don't know, police have not revealed why they are honing in on those particular areas of the city. Let's see if this will. Okay. So, here. So I think Mexi and I were trying to figure out one time how big Travis Juton's killer is still at large more than 1 year ago. Similarities are now being drawn between his incident and that of Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. Do we know anything about this guy? I get out my handy dandy book. Do you guys know about this guy? Travis, who are you? A year ago. Oh. Safety concerns in Moscow. We know, backtracking from previous comments, Moscow police have confirmed that there is still a threat as the killer is still at large. And asked at a press conference days after how he could be sure there was no danger, he said, "That's kind of an unknown. We still believe it's a targeted attack." So I'm sure we can all remember that they're telling everybody, "Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry." And then that did like a 360, and it's like, basically watch everything. The warning on September 12th, described as threat with a knife, reported that a group of students had been walking through the campus when a man threatened them with a knife. The assailant was described as a white male, aged 18 to 22, who was dressed in all black. No one was harmed in the incidents, but officials felt the need to alert students and staff to the threat. So did they get this guy? And then here, police say that the reports of the skinned dog 3 miles from the crime scene a week, I think, before the murders, unalivings. Yeah, like this older couple, they let their dog out to go to the bathroom. Somebody in that time period grabbed this little animal, and this is what they pulled. And then again, there's the coyotes, 7 of them since 2017. Two different episodes that could very easily be related. I don't know how, if you don't know who's doing these things, how you can eliminate them. I'm not sure about that yet, but so let's see here. Police also said that an incident in which 2 young females reported a male had broken inside their car, and they're saying again, is not related. So multiple neighbors heard these 2 girls screaming, and they checked the area, did not find anybody, and neighbors told the officers that they had not seen anyone exit the vehicle. The case was closed as unfounded, meaning the incident cannot be substantiated. Okay, so they are looking at, Travis. Investigators have also explored the possibility that the quadruple unalivings might have been connected to the 2021 unsolving incident and unaliving 400 miles away, but said there's no link. So Travis Juten, 26, Jamie Lynn Juten, 24, were attacked in their home in Salem, Oregon. Okay. Says that he tried to fight off the attacker, but he wasn't successful. His wife did survive. There is a $50,000 reward for finding the person that did this. Chief Fry had confirmed that the Oregon unalivings were on their radar before issuing a statement on Friday saying that the department had not found relevant evidence that the cases were connected. Yeah. All right. Soup Lifton, I think 100% you're right. It's definitely sus. I mean, if it was somebody that was totally innocent, had nothing to do with this, they would be saying, "Hey, that's my car. Don't be looking for me." Anyone think the public boxing and putting their belongings into the van was insensitive? I don't know how to look at that, to be honest with you, public. I mean, yes and no, I guess. It had to be done, and the family couldn't go in there and do it. So, I don't know. There are a few cars available these days that have very similar body styles. Isn't that the truth? They all look alike nowadays. I like my vehicles from the 60s still. Give me a 68 Mustang coupe. Just a tad bit insensitive, but I can also understand not wanting the family to do it themselves because of the look of the inside of the house. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And at that point, I don't think that they were done doing all of their investigations. I think that's part of the reason, other than the family did not need to do that. They did not need to see what happened there. Bad enough having to hear it. That's one of the victims from Oregon. If they were targeted, then the unalivers knew their movements. I agree. Gotta go. Got electrician here. Great show, Frankie and chat. Remember to hit thank you. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one, James. Have a great day, friend. Thank you, James. Have a great day. He should be 5 years for that haircut. Good night, everybody. Hell yes, I'll take a 1950s Ford truck myself. All right. Absolutely. So, hey guys, is there anything else that you guys want me to look into before I jump off? Any suggestions on the case that I can try and pull something up and answer some questions, or are we all good? All good, guys? So tomorrow, Mexi and I are going to do our What the Hell Wednesday, and I'll put the link out a couple hours before we do the video or do the live. And it's just, the What the Hell Wednesdays just kind of go through a bunch of different things that have come up, and I'll chit chat. We can bring up whatever cases you guys want to look at. It's just like how would I put it? Think tank. We can all share our ideas and bring up the different cases. Some of them, are Summer Wells. There's one. There's so many different cases that kind of nice to get each other's opinions on them and go through stuff. So if there's anything that comes to mind and you guys want to talk about it, think about it, and we'll be on it. We will be on it. So we just started doing this, and we've been doing Wednesday and then Saturday. Mexi and I have been getting together and doing lives. So it's nice. Got a couple different views on panel, and you guys are awesome. So you always come up with some really good questions, different ideas that I would never have thought of in a million years, that are all very possible, very possible. I'm curious about this cop car. I'm very curious about this cop car. There was another white car in front of that apartment building as well. I think it was behind the cop car, and I don't know what it was either. But again, they all look the same. So you know what, guys? Once again, I totally enjoyed this. It was nice to have you here. And I am going to see you in the next one. I appreciate every single one of you. And cheers.